Good morning and welcome to Relationship Wednesdays. Happy New Year to you. It's 2020. The energy is real. We're back bigger and better. And for today's topic, before we get to it, we're going to give you what's on the social. Remember to use the hashtag Kitty and Laugh in Style, or you can DM me on Instagram at @Ann_Nixie or tweet me using nmate.
Again, guys, good morning. I am Nixie's co-host. I go by Susan Jeroge. I'm super excited for today's show. Just like she just said, we start with on the social, and then after that, we're going to delve into today's topic, which is quite a serious and sensitive one. If you've been looking at her social media and mine, on Twitter, I'm @Jeroge_, and on Instagram, I'm Sura Common. You guys have a lot of views on it, and I'm really excited for us to talk about it. So guys, but first let's start off with these trending topics.
So, on rolling the drums.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
We no longer have the Meghan and the Harry because the House of Sussex is no longer going to be that.
Yeah, guys, they're leaving. They're like I'm outie. They're like, you know when you move out, what did you tell your mom when you moved out of the house?
Deuces.
That's what they're saying. The Queen of England, basically.
But here is the saddest thing, yeah? So they have a son, and I'm imagining if I were the daughter to the royals and then grow up, and I'm like, you want to tell me I could have been a princess.
I love who can decide to touch it. By the way, I think we need to understand more. They're still in talks figuring out how this financial independence will work, all of it all together. But actually, no one has said anything about whether their child will still be
that's true.
Needing to be part of the duty. So basically, the Queen of England called all the houses of the, all the chambers of the royal.
I saw Harry talking to the guy in charge of Disney, telling them that, Meghan actually does voiceovers. I was like, wait, this is the conversations princes normally have.
No. Let me tell you something. Meghan has killed it because even Trevor Noah was making such fun. And he was like, this is what happens when you have, your first African-American or, in the royal house, because she looked at her husband and she's like, boy, you better get a job. Okay?
But the weirdest thing is, so the Queen called everybody to the house, their country house, and Meghan didn't show up. She did a whole conferencing thing all the way from Canada. And I'm thinking I would also not go because, to be honest, we all know what happens in those white people's houses.
But I don't know because, we have watched Get Out.
Hey, Get Out,
so
bruh.
See
after you watch that, you cannot go to the
No, but I think she actually had already left for Canada before because she had stuff to do in Canada.
Yeah.
They're trying to be financially independent, so she has to cash these checks.
Anyway, moving closer to our locals.
Yes.
We have Calligraph Jones, the OG.
Yes, the real OG.
Real OG.
Calligraph Jones. So basically there was the Nigerian rapper.
That I didn't know until then, until the diss track came out.
What's his name?
Black Bunnies?
Black Bunnies.
Yeah.
Yes, that's his name. So basically, he released a diss track and mentioned Calligraph. And Calligraph was like, you don't know who I am. You do not know who I is. Okay. And Calligraph did a diss track right back, but he had jokes. He was mimicking Calligraph on his rap track about how he talked and all this stuff. And I was just like, But Calligraph now has decided his mission is to become the best rapper in Nigeria.
But you saw the weirdest thing about Twitter is I was following the trend and it was getting so bitter. Like,
no, it gets very deep.
Twitter is such an ugly platform if you do, annoy your audience.
No, it can be deep. But then also you see Calligraph's fans are not to be messed with. Yeah, they're like as tough as the rapper himself.
That's true. But that guy is actually really tough. Like, I'm literally scared of Calligraph. But big up to you for being the best rapper in Africa and internationally. Hopefully.
Yes, so now he's trying to be the best rapper in Nigeria. I hope it succeeds. If it does, Calligraph, be sure to come on to my show on Friday, Feel Good Friday, to tell us all about it.
Wow, relax. Ulimwona kwa PMVA ama...
Hatukuongea sana. But don't
she got to talk to the OG people. We ain't gonna rest. Now we have Otile Brown, who will not stop talking about
actually, I feel like only you should discuss that because I'm tired. I'm tired.
No, to be very honest, I don't understand what's wrong with what's his name? Otile Brown. I'm like, so you just release a music video or something. We are so tired. Like, your ex, Vera Sidika, moved on a long time ago.
Yeah.
Or at least she says so.
I used to work in PR. And basically, there's this way that you can calculate the value that somebody gets when they go on TV or they go on radio and then the newspaper. And I'm just like, the units that you used to calculate are called PRVs. And I'm like, Otile Brown needs to start paying Vera for his PRVs because all he does at interviews is talk about her.
That's true.
Let it go. She's dating somebody else. She's your ex.
And she's been dating that person for so long. So I think she's actually in love, which is a beautiful thing.
And she never talks about him.
Nobody ever talks about him.
Anyway,
whatever, maybe it's just a PR thing. Maybe there's a new album coming.
What he claimed was that he was never interested in Vera in the first place when they were dating. What actually happened was Vera seduced him.
We are not going to talk about that today, at least not this time. Okay. We're going to move on to Asade's story, yeah? So there is this thing about black women coming up and embracing their skin tone. Yes. Black is beautiful. We've seen the hashtags, but then we still have quite a number of people who feel like their skin is not all that. So we have Bosibori, she's been trending on Twitter till today morning, which is crazy. And she was basically feeling like, and telling people, I'm so sorry that I don't feel beautiful in my skin. I'm so sorry to the black people out there. But you know what? The light skins win in this society. And I was like, why are you self-hating yourself like this?
The drama all came from that initial picture.
Yeah, with Esther.
She's standing with Esther Passaris. And when I looked at the picture, I didn't think there was anything wrong. I just thought she looked dry. I was like, maybe some moisture, but her skin, I mean, she looked fine to me.
The melanin is okay.
I didn't see any issue. I saw the whole conversation on Twitter and I was like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, but again, it's so sad because, okay, a lot of women know Esther Passaris is like the beautiful, like one of the most beautiful people. Yes. But again, that doesn't mean you're any lesser of a person.
No, you're not.
And then going on Twitter and telling everybody, but anyway, you know what? Maybe she's going through a lot, or maybe she even dated somebody who put her self-esteem down, or whatever. We wouldn't know. But honestly, maybe she should see a psychologist or something.
Yes.
Because
get some
body
professional
image,
help. But also, we did our episode on colorism. So maybe we'll make sure that goes up on YouTube for all of y'all.
Yeah.
Because it was actually really, really helpful, didn't you think?
Well, me too, but I don't know. I feel bad for her.
Maybe seek professional
And again,
advice.
Twitter is the worst place to be if you have negative things going on in your life.
No, it's true. Because on Twitter,
people don't exactly
the place. I feel like Instagram is where people tell you, no, everything is okay. On Facebook, people are like, no, all will be fine. Let me even, let me come and meet you. Or here's a contact or something you can talk to get help.
Yeah.
Twitter is where people tell you, you are
actually,
that
and
true.
More.
Yes.
Moving on.
Anyway.
It's so sad. But again, people are saying, maybe she's doing that just so she can trend. Because, there are people out here who do the most for, you just want to be a trending topic.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have Bernie Sanders is in trouble over rumors that he told fellow presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren that a woman could not win in the White House. I had to read that the way it was.
The whole way it was.
And that guy there was a meme going like, you cannot be in the White House. We cannot have women in the White House. I'm like,
it's weird because he actually hasn't had many claims saying things against women. Yeah. And although he's like this older candidate, he actually has been seen as more liberal, like in comparison to a lot of the other presidential candidates.
True.
But
until
also,
now,
my question was, why did Elizabeth Warren keep that bomb, keep that grenade till now? Because I'm like, she should have dropped that a long time ago if that's actually true, if he actually said that to her face. So I'm a bit suspect, I think is what
also, you guys be ready because in the next few years, we're going to have a lot of women presidents. I'm probably going to be vying in 2022. Okay, so moving on.
I'll need to see your manifesto. I don't know whether you have my vote or not. Anyway, guys, we are here at KTN Life and Style. You guys know what it is at Relationship Wednesday. And do keep talking to us on social media using the hashtag KTN Life and Style.
But again, we have Swiss Beats saying that Alicia Keys and the mama have been threatening her life.
Swiss Beats baby mama.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like,
she apparently claims Alicia Keys fans are vicious, So she's saying she's been threatened. And okay, first of all, Alicia Keys doesn't look like she'd threaten anyone. She really doesn't look like she'd threaten a single human.
Yeah, that's true.
Neither do her fans, because I'm an Alicia Keys fan and I'd like to think that I wouldn't threaten anyone.
She's so zen. Like she looks like she has it all together.
Anyway,
but now, moving on to our topic today. Drum rolls again. We've talked about abusive relationships over and over again across so many platforms, social media, other channels out there.
True.
But I feel like it's something that cannot be extensively exhausted.
Yeah, but before we introduce the topic and go into the depths of it, our guests will be joining us real quick, and you guys will get to see the wonderful panel that we have. So if our guests could come on, sit,
standing on,
come sit on this table with us. Good morning. And
hi,
welcome
how
to
are
Relationship
you?
Wednesdays. Hi.
Hi,
Hey,
morning.
JB.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Hi, welcome to the show.
Happy New Year.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been through 13 weeks of January already.
Honestly,
I keep forgetting
it's long.
that it's a new
long.
year.
January is 70 days long, so just buckle up because there's still so much more to go.
I saw somebody celebrating the 45th of December yesterday, and so today is Happy New Year to them.
You know, I'm literally on the verge of unfollowing everyone who's still on holiday. I don't understand. Yes, I am jealous, but I can't take it. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I can't be looking at you still on holiday.
But anyway,
Me-
thank
me
you so
niko
much
February.
for waking up. Ati woke February.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
umeshaenda.
You skip your problems. Yeah.
So we're your own WhatsApp group.
Yes.
But thank you so much for waking up so early. Najua ilikuwa kunyenyekea, you know.
You know, when it has
We needed
rained
grace.
and it was cold, even me, I had to give myself a pep talk.
Anyway, guys, I'm sure you've seen the faces before on our show. We have Dr. Grace Nderito. She is a therapist, family therapist. I really love your title because you're the one who clarifies everything for us.
Yes.
And we have the JB Masanduku. We are still going with the.
At least kuna hiyo this.
The JB Masanduku, who's been on our show before.
Yeah.
You guys know, awesome comedian. Follow him on social media because you will die. You will laugh until you die. Not you will die. Sorry, clarification. But welcome to the show.
Asante.
So we were introducing today's topic. We've been introducing it the whole morning. But guys, today we are going to be discussing domestic violence and the before and the after and all the turmoil that happens within during these relationships. And there's physical abuse, there's emotional abuse, there's verbal abuse, there's so many aspects of it. And of course we have Dr. Gracie and we have JB, and we're just going to break it down. And guys, please, I will reiterate again, join us in the conversation using the hashtag KTN Life and Style. Now, before we start the conversation, there are some stories we want you to see. So we're gonna follow up the conversation right after this video.
Evidence of what happened to Jacqueline Mwende on that fateful night is still very fresh on the walls and floor of her house.
Kufika Monday ndio alikuja akaniulizia ni kwa nini Jackie hutaki kunifungulia. Nikaamka mimi nikamfungulia. Kitambo nimfungulie alinikata mkono. Tulikuwa saa 2:30. Akaniuliza ni kwa nini Jackie unanikata? Nikamuuliza ni kwa nini Ngila umeamua kunioa leo. Akaniambia hiyo ndio siku yako ya mwisho au utaongea tena.
Naomi Njeri describes the night she was allegedly assaulted by her husband over 3 years. He came home drunk on that fateful night.
Kitu saa 7:30 ndio aliingia akaniambia nimpatie kiberiti. Nikamwambia kiberiti ilikuwa imeisha. Nikamwambia, akaniambia kiberiti lazima unipatie juu nataka kuwasha sigara. Nikamwambia hakuna kiberiti kingine kwa nyumba, maybe uangalie kama wewe uko nayo.
She was stripped naked and her hands tied to the window before being burnt with a hot machete.
Vile nilianguka chini, nikakaa hapo. Sikuwa nafahamu ya kuamka, lakini nikajaribu mpaka nikaamuka. Nilikuwa peke yangu. Nikaenda nikaita mamangu, nikamwambia mamangu nimekufa. Akiondoka akiniuliza ni nini baya. Nikamwambia uli ameniuga na ameenda na simu yangu.
Anasema alikuwa anakosana hapo kitambo, anatoroka tena anarudi. Sasa hiyo msoso imekuwa mara mingi sana.
Wow, guys, this is how the conversation is going to go. We have more of these stories, of course, that we're going to be sharing with you later on. So bear with us and join in on the conversation using the hashtag KTN Life and Style. And we've all watched that clip, yeah? Maybe Dr. Nderito, you can tell us, what do you think about that story?
Well, the issue that we have here, I think we have normalized domestic violence, and we kind of think that it's normal, there is nothing really, you know, this is squabbles at home, but we don't realize that we need to be more careful with why things are happening. And toxicity over time will drive you insane. And when you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you're getting the same results, it's time to change. Now, number one, we need to understand that abusers, they can be psychopaths. And a psychopath has no emotion. They don't feel. They're just going to go with what they want to do. It's about power and control. And so we cannot be telling a woman go back and keep your home, or a man go back and keep your home. If they are dealing with a person who has narcissistic tendencies, a person who's a psychopath, they have no empathy for human life, for pain. They don't feel pain. They actually enjoy, inflicting pain. We need to be able to know that. And that's why I say report, report, report. And then seek professional help. My husband is like this, my wife is like this, the person I'm in relationship with is making me feel afraid, so that even as professionals can be able to help you understand the signs of abuse, and probably even save things before they get
out of hand.
Yeah, so it's important for us to be able to allow people to express how they feel. And this terror, because every one of these abused people, they will tell you that they have been in terror for a long time, and most of them didn't know where to go for help. Yeah. Or they went, there was one lady I was with, and she was disfigured completely. And this happened after she had left her husband, that he followed her around until he finally, had acid on her and all that. So we do need to understand her story. She says that when she went home, her mother would tell her, go back. That is your husband. So there are issues, there are reasons why people stay in abusive relationships, and one of those is economics, and the other one is social, that you go home and people tell you go back.
Definitely. JB, what do you think about that clip we've just watched?
Clearly, it's a sad story, but even as Dr. says, I don't believe it happens at once or immediately. I think it's something that's progressive. And of course, even when somebody goes to seek for help, as you said, probably the lady's told, go back and build your home. And for men, it's basically like, what do you mean? You've been beaten by your wife, a man like you. What? Yeah, come on, So, and I guess until society gets to understand that it's a real issue that we're dealing with, and that basically, I'd say it sounds cliche, but prevention is better than cure. Because you can hear the two ladies, they have a story. It has been progressive, like he used to come, he used to do, until
they're
gets
chopping your hands off. My God, it's crazy. But I like what you mentioned, that it applies for even men. There are some men who are in abusive relationships, as much as people would want to, go back and forth with it.
And there's no way for them to get out of it. Sometimes actually men are actually scared to even report in the first place. So at least women sometimes,
like I'm a man,
you go and then you're told go back home, but for men sometimes it's like you don't even say in the first place. But you mentioned, why do people stay? And we asked that question on the streets to talk to people in Kenya and see what their thoughts are on why people actually stay in abusive relationships. So let's see what people on the streets had to say.
I think why people stick to the abusive relationship is because one thing, the fear of society. People may think bad of him or her when it comes out of that relationship. Second is money, because if you find a wife has no money, she has to stay, because that is the husband, is the one who provides for the family. Third is kids, because you can't leave your kids. When you separate, the kids will suffer.
Why people stick in abusive relationships, number one, I think, is the fear of change. We are so used to the familiar. We don't want to explore, and I think that really holds us back as we try to get into new relationships. And number two, also, I think most people are afraid of commitments, especially in this century. Most of us want everything instant. We want to, buy things and have them the same day delivered. So I think we have to learn patience when getting these new partners.
And maybe you should just get it from the expert now.
Why
do spouses choose to stay in abusive relationships?
And again, like somebody said, there are many reasons and dynamics that you're looking at. Number one, we have low self-esteem and low self-value, and also family support. And sometimes it's because I also grew up in a home where there was abuse, and so I have normalized it. And this is normal for me. I know it's wrong, but it's normal. And so even if I go, so when I go back home, my mother will tell me, you know what, mwanamke ni kuvumilia. So you go back, go and do, and women are told, they are told that you treat him right, cook for him well, find out what he doesn't like, and then
everything will be okay.
And everything will be okay. So the victim is made to feel that it is their fault that this person is abusive. Now let's talk about the progression of abuse. Abuse normally, now when you are getting to physical abuse, you already have been through emotional, psychological, and mental. And especially when you have a person, and this happens a lot for men, the women use verbal abuse to keep their partners, suppressed or oppressed. So they use a lot of verbal abuse. Women will do that. And also what we call withholding abuse. I withhold what is supposed to be yours. So every time you do something I don't like, I punish you. And I punish you by withholding sex, withholding food, withholding care, withholding respect. And then I do some stuff in front of other people just to embarrass you and to make you feel like you are this small. So over time, by the time you are coming to physical abuse, there has been the breakdown of that person. So why do we stay? Because first of all, you've told me nobody will ever like me, nobody will ever love me. I am nothing without you. So you have made me believe that you are the only hope for my life. Now, then there is the cycle of abuse, the way that it happens. First of all, there is the build-up. So we are going through something, and I come and I make complaints. I say what I say to make you feel bad, and then over time it builds up, and then the crisis happens. And that is now the abuse. After the abuse, there is a honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
So I love you. I'm sorry. It will never happen again. I love you so much. I go buy stuff for you, and we make up. That hope is what keeps people, especially women, in it, because there is some good in this person.
The makeup.
And we need to understand, even men who stay in abusive relationships, they have a higher feeling of nurture. They want to nurture. They believe that people can change. They believe that this person is like this because they accept the person the way they are, and they live with it because they have the hope that this person is good. Somewhere down deep is good. And sometimes they feel guilty if they walk away. The other day I was talking to someone and they asked me, but isn't there hope? Can't they change? And I said, yeah, they can. I just don't know when and where that they will. So the other reason why people stay in abusive relationship is for children. So what we have seen is that men, especially, who abuse their wives, they are very loving to their children, and they are very attached to their children. So there is that spectrum there, and the kids love them. Now, the other thing is this. People who are narcissists, they tend to be very nice outside. So everybody, they go to church with their kids. It's a beautiful family. And after that, they go to Luna Park, buy the kids pizza, and they have a great time.
Every time
and this guy looks like that he's, and these people, they can be very supportive of their family. They don't want their wives to work. They don't want their wives to have a life outside of where they can control, because it's about, again, power and control. So when you have that kind of a spouse with you, unaenda uende wapi? Mama yako anakuja, si analipa nyumba, si anafanya. Hii tu kidogo. Vumilia tu. And then the beating maybe happens once every 3 months. Or once every 6 months. I don't know.
Quarterly.
Whatever it is. So the hope that this is a good person. And then the other thing is lack of support. So if I am being abused, I go to my pastor, and my pastor prays with me and tells me just go and pray more and be more godly or whatever. Then I go back. I have no hope there anymore. That person can't help me. Then I go to my mother or my parents or whoever. They tell me, my family tells me that you know these things do happen. So they call him or her. They come, they have easy cases zenye tunakuanga nazo. And then they are told, wewe JB, uende ufanye na ufanye na ufanye. Na wewe Grace, uende ufanye na ufanye na ufanye.
But hawataenda na wewe home.
Yeah.
They want to go with you to the house.
No.
So this guy will do
you
whatever.
go together. You go back to the same cycle.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you're going to ask for help, seek for professional counseling. And if your spouse is not willing to go with you, go alone so that you can at least have some reprieve, have somewhere where somebody is willing to listen to you without judgment and without trying to subscribe or prescribe to you what you should do.
Yeah.
And let you focus and talk through what you are hoping, feeling, and the fear of leaving. So there are psychological issues as well, where I'm feeling that if I leave this home, I will never have. And then people have invested together. So we have built a home, we have done all these things, because you see the abuse, when it started off, it's usually itaisha tu and tunazoea, and then over the years it becomes very bad, and the person who is abused begins to develop depression or anxiety or both. And when that happens, this other person, the victim, can become an abuser herself.
Oh, wow.
And so the fear, they are afraid that they might do something to this person. I have spoken to many women who have told me, you don't know how many nights I have looked at this man and I have wondered what would happen if I just nimchome tu visu na hii maneno iishe. But they don't have the courage to do that because they are not that kind of a person.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kidogo daktari, I've realized which is normal now according to society, that you're leaning more towards the abuse coming from the man.
Yes.
So wacha niongelea wa baba.
Tafadhali.
Sababu wa baba pia si tunaumia huko nje, And sometimes the reason why a man would stay is first and foremost, especially when you go back to the family. You see, mostly the lady is told, go back and fix. Yeah.
Right.
Yes. When you go back to the family, most of the time you're told, sinilikuambia. Tulikuambia wewe nani, ukaona wewe ndio mjanja kutishinda, si ndio? Sasa wewe enda ujisort na the person who you're with. You understand? Because more often than not, it's very hard to find that family will encourage you and tell you, okay, maybe let's go seek professional help. And it's like, no, come on, wewe ndio kichwa. Wewe ndio mbaba, you're the man of the house, so take control. You understand? And then even when for example a lady goes to her lady friends, like, I'm being abused, they'll advise her most probably seek professional help, go report,
Run away.
Or run away. Now, this is a man, you're meeting with the boys. Hey, you guys, me, I'm being nyoroshod by my wife. They laugh. Hey, for real? Like, how now? No, how does that start? You know what I mean? How does that, like, be strong? Yeah, true. And fun enough, you find like, I know of a story. You go to report as a guy. You're at the police station, like, hey, and you're there, you're bleeding and everything is like, hey, what happened? Nimepigwa na bibi. Uko serious? Guru kuja usikie maneno. Nilidhani ni mob justice, kumbe hii ni bibi imepiga hii mtu hivi. Na nilidhani bibi yake ni kama mtu kadogo hivi. Wewe bwana unaharibu, so so you
no one takes it seriously.
Exactly. And in terms of narcissism, I guess it goes both ways. Because as you said, especially with the emotional abuse or psychological abuse, honestly, hands down, ladies,
that's where they win. Talanta. Okay, we're going to come back, guys. We want to take a short break. If you agree with JB, if women work on a talanta when it comes to more verbal and psychological abuse, I don't know what you think. Keep talking to us using the hashtag KTN Life and Style. The conversation will keep going. We'll be back with JB and Dr. Grace after the break.